everyone, especially to our instructor, Mr. Michael Orimaco. Good day, sir. So I am Jennifer A. Almerl from BSTM 2B. And today I will be answering the questions that been asked by our instructor.
How do you confront your ethical or moral behavior today?
Talking about ethical and moral behavior implies acting in accordance with one's moral ideas and standards, which means acting and behaving in accordance with the moral principle that we believe in, so that the others will respect and trust a person. When I talk about my own moral behavior, I'm talking about how I deal with it. As I personally address it, we each have a unique perspective in how we act or follow as a person. Some people do bad things while others choose to be good. That we cannot deny in our society that even if a person is morally have a good behavior, a person have a tendency to engage in unethical behavior in order to realize and improve oneself. In myself, confronting my ethical moral behavior means accepting that my life is mine and no one else can take away. To believe in my own foundation, to believe in myself, and to practice acting with integrity in order to improve things. It is tough to let go of other expectations and to question assumptions that allow us to avoid the unpleasantness of personal decision making. However, in order to confront my own moral behavior, I must reflect on what I have done.
What is your concept of black and white, right and wrong, good or bad?
The first thing that comes to my mind when I consider the question is that my understanding of black and white is that it varies in color, since black and white are both colors. But in terms of my understanding of black and white, right and wrong, good and bad, they are all the same. It is just black and white is like a representation of good and bad doings. Black signifies wrongdoings, whereas white indicates right doings. Thus, right is an activity that is socially acceptable and consistent with social idea, whereas wrong is an action that is contrary to socially acceptable behavior. Conversely, there are numerous bad things that can be done, but just because something is bad does not mean it is necessarily wrong. It focuses moral debate on proving others incorrect or persuading them to accept our moral viewpoints. As a result, my understanding and concept of the distinction between black and white, good or bad, right and wrong goes like this. An action is correct if it is required of one. If one is obligated to refrain from doing anything, it is wrong. There is no obligation to do anything just because it is good. There is no need to refrain from doing something just because it is bad. As far as I understand it, there are many nice things one can do. But just because an action is beneficial does not mean it is appropriate to do it humanly.
Do you have moral or ethical principles? If yes, what it is and why you obtain it? If no, why?
Yes, I have followed and obtained moral or ethical ideals since I was a child, as my parents told me, until up to date. Because ethical principles are social norms and values that are implemented individually, that rely ourselves to obey them. Moral are person's personal beliefs about what is right and wrong. Ethical principle is anything that motivates us to act better and upholds well-founded principle of right and wrong that dictate what humans should do, usually in terms of rights, obligations, social advantages, fairness, or specific qualities. There is an ethical framework that underpins our daily lives, which we have gained access to because it assists us in making decisions that have positive consequences and steer us away from unjust outcomes. Through our decisions, ethics guides us to make the world a better place to live with. Making the society better is one of the reasons to be moral and integral. When we start and to help to improve society, we are rewarded by improving our own life as well as the lives of our own families and friends. That society would be a horrible place without ethical moral behavior of a person. That is why I believe that I have the ethical principle that can